So this here is another Jeffrey Creepstein update, and it seems like more people are being named along with him. And we already knew that there were more people involved. There's no way that Creepstein was going to be able to keep something like this running by himself, no matter how much money he has and no matter how much wealth he has accrued. So apparently there is this accuser that has name dropped a few notable, powerful men that were along for the ride with Jeffrey Creepstein. Of course, Jeffrey Creepstein, the way that this being framed, I believe most likely the ringleader. But of course, every ringleader has its little underlings. So I'm going to go ahead and read this article coming from the Daily Beast. A young woman who says financier Jeffrey Epstein and socialite Ghislaine Maxwell kept her as a sex slave also accused a host of high-powered men of being involved in Epstein's alleged trafficking ring. Virginia Giuffre, and I probably pronounced their name wrong, who says that Epstein and Maxwell, sorry about that, I had to step away, but let me repeat that part. Is it Virginia Giuffre, who says that Epstein and Maxwell trafficked her to powerful people for erotic massages and sex, claimed in depositions in 2016 that Maxwell directed her to have sex with former New Mexico Governor Bill Richardson, Britain's Prince Andrew, who she has accused before, wealthy financier Glenn Dubin, former Senator George Mitchell, now deceased MIT scientist Marvin Minsky, and modeling agent John Luke Brunel, as well as another prince, a former president, a well-known prime minister, and the owner of a large hotel chain in France. Those sound like some heavy hitter names to me, especially those that prince. None of the men named in the deposition have been charged with a crime or even sued in civil court in connection with the Epstein case. The deposition represents accuser Giuffre's allegations, and court documents unsealed on Friday did not contain any corroboration or further details, though many documents remain sealed. Brunel's attorney Joe Tone declined to comment. Prince Andrew and Buckingham Palace had previously and vehemently denied Giuffre's allegations. Glenn and Eva Dubin are outraged by the allegations in the unsealed court records, which are demonstrably false and defamatory. The Dubins have flight records and other evidence that definitively disproved that any such events occurred. A spokesman for former Governor Bill Richardson, Madeline Mahoney, told the Daily Beast on Friday these allegations and inferences are completely false. Governor Richardson has never even been contacted by any party regarding this lawsuit. To be clear, in Governor Richardson's limited interactions with Mr. Epstein, he never saw him in the presence of young or underage girls. Governor Richardson has never been to Mr. Epstein's residence in the Virgin Islands. Governor Richardson has never met Miss Giuffre. Mitchell said in a statement to the Daily Beast, the allegation contained in the released documents is false. I have never met, spoken with, or had any contact with Miss Giuffre. He added, in my contacts with Mr. Epstein, I've never observed or suspected any inappropriate conduct with underage girls. I only learned of his actions when they were reported in the media related to his prosecution in Florida. We haven't had no further contact. The revelation comes after a federal appeals court ordered the release of the sealed documents in a lawsuit that Giuffre filed against Maxwell, the British publishing heiress whom Giuffre says was Epstein's madam. Maxwell has rejected allegations that she has acted as the procurer for Epstein and denied facilitated Prince Andrew's acts of sexual abuse and was Epstein's madam. Giuffre has long claimed that Epstein kept her as his underage sex slave and loaned her out to his famous friends, including Prince Andrew and Harvard professor Alan Dershowitz. She says Maxwell recruited her into Epstein's sordid world after spotting her at a Mar-a-Lago in Palm Beach. And we all know what Mar-a-Lago is. That's where 45 loves to go golfing. Although I haven't heard him talk about that in a while now. And offering her a chance to learn a massage. At the time, Giuffre was only 16 years old. I'm willing to bet that those guys are involved or they know of Jeffrey Epstein's doings. Of course, it's going to be hard to try to prove that they were involved, because at the end of the day, these are men who are in very powerful positions. So if they say no, they can just find a way to have the crowd go along with it and say, see, they said no, so that just must mean that they're innocent. Not necessarily, but that's just how the way the world is. But Jeffrey Epstein was doing dirt, but he definitely wasn't doing it alone, and he definitely wasn't doing it with people who weren't part of his circle, especially on a financial level. It's not like he was going to go and do this dirt with some bum. Although if he wanted to cover his tracks when doing something like that, probably doing it with a bum would have been the more easier thing. That way it wouldn't have looked so obvious, because then people would have been looking like Jeffrey Epstein wouldn't hang with chill with someone like that, because they're beneath him. They're beneath his pay grade. Not saying that he should, but I'm just throwing it out there. But I have a feeling that not only are these guys involved somehow, but I have a feeling that there are definitely way more people involved that we don't know about. At least not yet. But y'all let me know what you think about this down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. I will talk to you in the next one.